Ukraine is considered among the world's unhappiest countries, but the most optimistic. According to the worldwide study of happiness and political preferences, which was conducted by Yalta European Strategy in 15 countries around the world, 80% of Ukrainians believe that future generations will be happier than them. 65% are sure that life in the country will improve in the next 5 years. Experts attribute this to recent elections in which the new government received an unprecedented mandate. President Volodymyr Zelensky understands this responsibility to the people.
If it doesn't work out, it will be the next national depression. The only thing worse than a lack of happiness is a sense of doom. To be absolutely happy, we have to defeat enemies, not only external enemies, but also the internal enemies of our Ukrainian happiness: poverty, corruption, and, pardon me, envy.
The study showed that unhappy people around the world want to see new faces in power, and a new team is now in power in Ukraine. For example, 35-year-old Oleksiy Honcharuk is the youngest prime minister in Ukraine's history.
Наповнюються владні кабінети.
Now the government is stuffed with new people, with a different understanding of the world, new incentives and aspirations, and with knowledge. I do not agree that youth is somehow a disadvantage. It is our advantage.
At the Yes Forum, Oleksiy Honcharuk shared the stage with David Rubenstein, co-founder of one of the largest investment funds in the world. The Prime Minister promises to fight corruption to attract investment to Ukraine.
Вже наступні місяці оновити.
In the coming months, we will update the leadership of the central executive bodies. If we manage to reset the government and show new faces and young professionals leading the state, then attitudes towards the country will also change.
International problems, such as threats to security, a surge in populism, and a crisis in communication between authorities and the people, were also discussed at the conference.
There is this sense that there should be an immediate transmission between instant expressions of opinion and decision-making. In no other walk of life would we do that. I mean, it would be a ridiculous way of conducting yourself.
French philosopher and writer Bernard-Henri Lévy calls the present day the third crisis of democracy. He also believes that Ukraine gives Europe a chance for rebirth.
You believe in our values, which are dying. So when I am partisan of Ukraine coming, it is an altruistic attitude, but also an egoist one. It's good for us, good for you, and good for us. Because the situation in Europe, you are right, is the same as the situation in the 30s or in the beginning of the 20th century, a fatigue of democracy, a fatigue of liberalism, a love for simple hypotheses, simple replies. Let's say a yes or let's say a no, and let's get rid of the problem. This is our attitude, and this is the way to collapse.
Finding a way of avoiding this collapse is the task of the representatives from 26 countries who gathered for the Yalta European Strategy Conference. Reported by Yulia Krychkova for UATV.